Whew, well, it's been a week. I have been out sick. I had a head, throat, mouth thing going on. So I have made 0 videos this week. I hope you guys will forgive me. That light is too bright. Hang on. See if I can get that a little better. Yeah. But here I am. Here I am. Pardon me for a minute here. Let me get my device ready to go. And then we're going to start with your week ahead check-in for this upcoming week. 1 second. And then I will do 1 question focused readings tonight. All right, got that done. Hope everybody's doing well. How's the Christmas shopping going? That's the real question, right? How is the Christmas shopping going? I've got most of mine done, thankfully. Thank God for Amazon. Just saying. And I make no money on Amazon, just saying. However, whew, thank heavens. All right, let's see. What deck do I want to do for your week ahead check-in? Let's see, what deck do I want to use? We'll go with this one tonight. Take a breath, get settled in here. All right, well, let's see. I've got a new setup I'm doing tonight. Hey, Nick, how are you? Happy Sunday evening. How was life treating you this week? And why do I struggle? Sam, that's what I have to call you because I struggle getting your name right. Welcome, good evening. And hello to Pakistan. All right. So I started to say I'm doing a little bit different reading tonight, a format for my readings tonight. So bear with me as I get settled in here with this new reading style I'm using here. I think it's going to streamline things for us, for you guys who want readings as well. All right, so let me have a little sip. Sam, I'm not doing any free readings tonight, hon. Oh, you're kidding. That sounds so good, Nick. Chicken noodle soup. Well, I can't do the noodles anymore, but I do love homemade chicken soup. I make mine with vegetables, lots of vegetables instead of the noodles. Oh, that sounds good. I need to make a pot of that. I haven't made it in a while. That sounds delicious. All right, I'm going to start with our week ahead check-in. And basically what I'm asking is sort of the vibe for the week in 4 different categories. What's the core issue that's going to be affecting us? What's the interference going to be that we might experience? How or where we'll feel supported, and then I'll end with the small adjustment that we can make. And I'm going to address this for love because most people want this to be about love this week, and see what we come up with. So let me start shuffling here. We'll see where this goes. Appreciate y'all being here tonight. Thank you so much. I decided to go live in horizontal instead of vertical because I'm still, like I said, I was sick earlier in the week. I'm not 100% yet. I just didn't think I could stand that pace tonight. So, ooh, that's way too many. Hang on a second. Maria, I am not doing free readings tonight. I'm doing a week ahead check-in right now for my audience. And then if anybody wants a reading, that information is pinned at the top of the chat. So give me 1 card, please. Well, what's the core issue that will be coming toward my collective or that we'll be dealing with this week in love, please? What is the core issue here. All right. Oh, we got 3 cards. Let's see what this says. Okay. I think you're being, oh, let me tell you what the cards are. Justice, the Devil in reverse, excuse me, and the 7 of Cups in the reverse. Many of you are finally feeling a better sense of alignment this week, or because this is, it's an issue, and that sounds positive, and it is. But I think for many of you, you haven't been here in a while. I mean, seriously, you're a bit confused now that you've been released from something that's toxic. It's like, I don't have clarity. I know this is what I want. It's the fair and just and balanced thing, but I'm a little confused about where to go next, or where to point myself, or where to focus this week. Okay. All right. And I understand that it's kind of like, I don't know that this is the best analogy. I'm sure it's not, but it's like you hear stories about people that have been incarcerated and they get out, and it's like they don't know how to function because they've had they've been like contained in this certain structure for many years, some of them. So for some of you, if this was a relationship and it was toxic, then you probably don't know how to function. Either maybe it could be because there was a codependence issue. It could be because it was just toxic and you've been busy defending yourself. That's certainly an issue. But we're going to ask now, what is the interference? In other words, what's been interfering, hindering, distorting, complicating, or draining your energy here? We're asking that question next. Hey, my Rose, good evening. Thanks for being here. I did. I've had a good day, a good weekend. Like I said, I was sick earlier, and I've just been pacing myself, trying to, do a little self-care. I'm really not liking that light. I might just, what does it look like? I turn that off. Or that's better, just turning it down. All right, so what's the interference? Let's see. Yeah. Taking a time out. You need to take a time out. But maybe many of you are, I'm getting an image of a racehorse, at the races where they're all lined up and they're at the gate, and they're just kind of like charging. And I remember getting this image for, was it the collective? It might have been you guys recently. I don't think it was a personal reading. Could have been in one of my Scorpio readings. This same image came to me. I think for many of us, and this is collective, this is not just about Scorpios this year, we've been dealing with a lot of letting go. And so now it's kind of like that rubber band when you pull it and then you finally releases. Now what? Now what? We've got the Hangman here. Yeah, we've got to get a new perspective here. Somebody, and again, this is referencing love, got to get a new perspective. It's time to rethink things. Okay. Now, in what way are we being supported, or what's already working in our favor this week? I am feeling better, my Rose. Thank you. It was a head mouth thing. I just couldn't even talk, so it wasn't no point in me trying to be here. All right, so I have the Empress in reverse. So as a support card, what's helping your movement forward It's that maybe it's kind of a two-edged sword back here when we're being released. It's like that rubber band releasing. Well, maybe we're not yet feeling that new beginning. We're not yet feeling that creative energy, that what do I want to jump into, the new project or the new person or the new relationship. Again, we're taking a time out here. Maybe we're just not feeling it, and that's a blessing in disguise, because it might just be too soon for whoever this is resonating with. Probably indicates that we need to take time out and do more self-care. All right. Hey, Evan, good evening. Sam, you're saying it resonates? Well, good. I mean, good, and I don't know. I guess is that good? I hope it's helpful. So lastly, we're going to ask, what small shift can you make that might change the trajectory of this? So remember, I don't use tarot as a predictive tool. It's more of showing you what trajectory you're on so that you can make small changes. So now I have the Page of Cups in the reverse. Maybe sitting with these, and this can also speak about creative blocks. So we've got two cards here that refer to creative blocks. Now, because this is a love reading, I think this is meaning nurturing, loving, romantic type of feelings here. It's really, the adjustment is just not to give yet, not to take this time out. I mean, it's all over this reading. This summation I'm getting from this is we are feeling, many of you, like you've been that prisoner being let out of jail here. We're finally getting justice. We're finally being released and set free from something that was toxic. But we need to take a time out. We're not ready to nurture or start creating other things until we heal and we settle with our own feelings here. This is very awful emotional insecurity here. Needing to, again, back to that feeling of self-care. Giving yourself time to, what's the word? It's on the tip of my tongue. Shoot, I can't think of it. When something is stewing, that's not the word I'm looking for, but it's like cultivating, brewing. It's still in the pot. It's the bread still in the oven. It's not baked yet. So I think that we need to take time out for more self-care. Make good use of this time out this week. Not try to rush into anything else, a relationship or anything that's emotionally taxing this week. Well, that's pretty clear. And then as a final cap, the message, yeah, the message at the bottom of the deck is the High Priestess. Keep to yourself. Yeah, this is focusing inward, paying attention, listening to your intuition and sacred knowledge, trusting yourself, relying on your own sensitivity and purity. But the High Priestess doesn't speak. She keeps everything. She knows everything, but she keeps it to herself. So it's a quiet week this week, or what we're being asked to do. Yeah. Many of you are experiencing burnout. I mean, this message is repeating here. So no action this week. No action this week. No action. Take a time out. You're the wounded warrior here saying, I just really can't. I need to take care of me. I need to nurture me for a while before I can start something new. So, all right. Hey, Derek, good evening. Why is my voice cracky tonight? I don't know what that's about. All right. Well, I hope that did resonate with some of you. And if not, it might during the upcoming week. It might not have come to pass yet. So if it hasn't, just a heads up. There you go. That's it. Now, who would like a reading tonight? The information is pinned at the top of the chat. They are $20 with super chats or $15 with PayPal. And or do you have any questions? I am not doing a free reading tonight, Maya. I'm trying to pace myself from coming back. Like I said, I'm still not 100%. So that takes a lot more energy to do that and do the vertical live format. So I'm doing my self-care early this week. Yeah, it's this profession here, especially on YouTube, but in general, is as much about learning to balance your energy and having good boundaries. And I don't necessarily mean with people, but that's a part of it. But with learning to say no, because I'm a giver. Oh, I will give till I deplete myself till it's ridiculous. And that old saying that when you give to that extent, you can't help people because you have nothing more to give. And I noticed that if I push too hard, my readings, are not how I want them to be. And so I'm just learning to balance and learning to say no and, all those things. I might grow up one day. I don't. Now, does anybody, if you don't want readings, does anybody have a question about anything metaphysical, spiritual, esoteric, in just general subject matter that I might can help you with? I'm happy to do that. So fire away. What was I? I had been meaning to explore. I will share while I'm waiting for y'all to post a question. I was meaning to dive in and spend some time exploring Chat GPT, and I just haven't had it. But this week, because I wasn't feeling well, I decided to do that. And I wanted my first experience here is very positive. Now, I'm not promoting it. You make your own decision about it. But I was impressed with how quickly it learned me, how quickly it tuned into kind of my personality. And if I asked for something specific, it immediately tweaked the response. It was just really an interesting exchange. And I got some really, really good insight. Again, I'm not promoting, I'm not saying it's the thing for everybody by any means, but I was frankly a little surprised. Some of it was, and I might share, I think I'll do a short video on it because it was really insightful. Some of the things the conversation that I had this week. Maya has a question. So mentally, if you keep overthinking about something like cheating, but they're they're not, but keep thinking about it. I pulled myself my own cards and said he's not, but I don't know if it's because my past relationship that I've been in or overthinking that he hasn't shown me that but I don't know what. Well, that's exactly what it is, it's old patterning, old tapes, those fears, and topped with the fact that you have no control over it. It's the biggest waste of energy to place focus on that. And I'm not criticizing you. It's a human thing. We all do it. I do it. I'm not judging you. I'm just saying it's a human nature thing to do that about some subjects that are intense like that in particular. It's almost impossible not to. But it's because I think from a primal place within us, we feel safe when we can control our environment, when we know exactly where things are, when we know. That's why routine is an important part of our lives for most of us. It feels safe. It's a safety issue. I know where my heart is. I know where my person is. I know all of that because if I know my person's not doing that and I know that we're okay, I feel safe. I know the world is safe. It's a safe place. But when you don't know, there is no firm ground to put your emotional feet down on, so to speak. And so it's you keep there's a switch almost in your brain that gets turned on, that you just keep cycling through the questions and cycling through the potential scenarios and all of that, and getting nowhere. Essentially, of course, you come right back to, you come full circle right back. It's just this vicious circle, both. And so it's natural, it's normal. Now what to do about it is it's different for everybody, but I think some of the bigger, more common things that can help, I didn't say solve, I said can help, would be get yourself in a different environment. Specifically, if you're at home a lot, let's say you don't work, you're a stay-at-home mom, or you do work, but it's the same environment, and your friends bring it up, and how's this going with so and so, and or whatever. It's the environment where you don't have to defend yourself in other ways, so your brain kind of falls back into this. Well, then I don't have to worry about lions and tigers eating me, so I'm just going to sit here and ruminate over this situation. This is the problem before me I feel I have to solve. So getting yourself in a new environment helps. Now, I'm not saying pack your bags and leave home. What I'm saying is physically get yourself out of your normal pattern. Do something different. I did that this morning. I rarely wake up on purpose on the weekend this early and not just sit for an hour and have I just don't like to get up and move fast. Today was different. I woke up, I felt good. I got in my car, put my coffee in my cup, and I went for a drive at 7:30 this morning just to get out and do something different, to break my routine a little bit. Sometimes it's, excuse me, one of the best things you can do is get out in nature. Go find a park. Go sit down by a creek somewhere. Go for a walk, like I said, in a park or in the woods. Nature is naturally healing. This whole planet of ours, it supports us. There's a symbiotic relationship with us and this beautiful planet that we live on. It is very, very healing, intentionally designed that way to help human beings, to help us balance out our energy. So if you just go sit in nature, or go out in nature, sit down by a big tree and just lean on that tree for a little bit and breathe deeply, you will come back. I'm not saying heal, but you'll come back in a very well, I shouldn't predict that. Most likely, let me say that, your mood will change. Your mood will shift. Also, do things, again, change it up, do things differently. If you're used to spending 3 or 12 hours a day on YouTube looking at love readings on your person, stop. Stop. Because what you're doing is you're perpetuating, keeping yourself in the loop. You've got to change your pattern. You've got to change that loop. So you have to pull yourself out of it some way. So I'm hoping that's helping, Maya. Yes, thank you for asking. I've been sick this week, but I was thinking I hadn't done that in a while. I really do need to do that for you guys this week, and I will. I'm going to make myself a note to put that at the top of my list. I didn't do any readings this week because I know you're just getting here, but I had a head-mouth thing. I couldn't even talk, so I couldn't do recordings this week, but I will do a twin flame reading. Yes, I will. I appreciate you asking for that. See, I like knowing that if I'm doing what y'all want, that's meaningful for me too. So thank you for requesting that. Hey, Crow, how are you tonight, sweetheart? How are you? How are you feeling? How is the physical? Sorry, I had to put these on. Wait a second. One more thing, Maya. Like I said, the getting on the loop, like if you've been watching a lot of YouTube readings, and I love that y'all come here and watch me, of course, but it also extends into other things that you're consuming. Like, are you watching depressing news? What kind of movies and TV entertainment do you watch? Do you watch horror things? Do you watch bloody, gory things? Do you know all of those things? You need to think about what you're ingesting, because each one of those things has a certain vibration and it affects you in the same way. So if you want to raise your vibration, you have to do things that are, watch happy things that make you feel good and uplifting. Listen to happy music, not depressing, you know. I'm joking. I was going to say about country music. I love country music too, y'all. It's not about that. It's about, you know, the thing with country music is it's always a ballad, a story about my dog left, my woman left, my truck died, my this, you know, the whole. So listen to uplifting music. Curate a playlist on your device that says inspirational. And if you go on YouTube and you type in motivation, I need motivation or motivational, inspirational videos, there's a lot here. It's just a matter of choosing the right thing that's uplifting and that's not going to keep you in that downward loop and on that gerbil wheel, that mental gerbil wheel. Oh, is that first time up without pain meds? Well, I was thinking about you this week because I was down, not like you were, but so everything went okay with the procedure, Crow? Everything go according to plan, hopefully? I prayed for you, my friend. I did. That's good, Maya. Yes. And I don't know. I can't watch, if I'm having a romantic thing, I can't watch the love movies, even if it's happy, because you know, like Hallmark movies, you know that's going to have a happy ending no matter what happens. I switch it to mysteries or other things, but you do you. It's whatever works for you. As free as struggling to get myself into a routine. I mean, an organized system, not organized at all. Any advice? You know, I'm wondering if this is because, and it's odd that this would come to me, but it's what came. I've heard you're not the only one that's brought this subject up. I forget, y'all. I talk with my hands. I think it's part of we're transitioning, and it's a big transition, I think, from a 9-year, numerologically speaking, to a 1 year. There's some big cycles changing out there, and I think it's like leaving behind, and we know we're going somewhere different, but now we're in the middle, and it's kind of a it's that interim that feels, I don't know where to point myself now. Not unlike the reading I just did, although that was for love. I really think that reading could apply for generic other things too. So I feel like it's more what energy is around us supporting us sometimes. It's not necessarily all what we're doing in here. We live in a very, like I said, symbiotic environment here on planet Earth. I'm not blaming it on other things, but focusing your energy. Yes, I'm reading your comment in. I am an organized person. I do like things in their place, and I can say that I am now. I'm not sure I'm the right person to tell you how to do that. I know how to do it for myself. I think setting small goals, not big ones, small goals is the better way. Like, not, okay, for example, I want to clean out my closet. Okay, that's the overall arching goal. And I need to have that done in 2 weeks. Okay. but you've got to give yourself micro goals, or you'll probably procrastinate at the end of the 2 weeks, and the day before the deadline, you'll panic. So give yourself micro goals. So today I will go through this much of my closet. I don't know how you measure that, top to bottom, or I'll fill up one bag of giveaway things. It's funny this comes up. My friend and I were just talking about cleaning out closets earlier today. I've got to do this. I hear you. So I think it's helpful to set micro goals. And then because you accomplish that easier, you're not as prone to procrastinate, then you feel good about it. It's not a, oh my God, that thing is looming out there. It's a, oh, I did that. I feel good. Okay. I feel accomplished. And then you don't dread it the next day. And before you know it, these micro goals have ended up, you've got your closet cleaned out well before the 2-week deadline. So that may help. I hope it does. Mystical, you're a Scorpio and trying to get organized too. I really think this is part of, like I said, the release of the 9 numerological year, getting ready to go into the 1 year, but we're still got a foot in both worlds yet. So some of us are having trouble getting our minds synced with the mission. Well, Molly, it's lovely to have you here. Thank you for dropping back in. Thank you. Yeah, Mystical is saying, I'm personally in a 9 year and so ready to move on to year 1. Lots of us are. This energy for this year, letting go of so many things. It's been a year. It's been a year. And for Scorpios, I think in particular, I think we're also ending, like, isn't it a 13-year cycle? Whew. I'll be glad to see the rear of that. That's right, Mystical, exactly. Trying to attack one small area at a time. Crow is saying, laugh out loud, an air and or water sign that is fully organized. It's like saying a Taurus isn't bullheaded and stubborn. That's true. I had never, speaking of air signs, I've never really known an Aquarius that I know of, or known them well enough to know that. And I have now 2 Aquarius friends, and they are, yes, they're just what you said. They are amazing. They're organized. They're just amazing to watch them. Amazing. Okay, guys, any other like generic, mystical, metaphysical, spiritual questions that I can help with? Or if anybody wants a reading, I'm here for that too. Yeah, and Taurus is definitely, I've heard a stubborn sign. Oh my God, a Taurus from Jersey. Double whammy. Oh my gosh. True that. Scorpios can be stubborn. Yeah, I said that out loud. I do not, Mystical. I'm not really an astrologer. I throw out things that I hear, but I'm not an astrologer. That's not one of my fields of expertise. I know more about energy things and meditation and intuitive things, and but not so much about that. It required too much math, and I'm not stupid. I certainly can do math, but it's not my preference. I'm an artist, I do these readings, in case you didn't know, in my art studio. That's why there's always canvases back here, and you can't see the paint corner over here. I got stuff piled up, but I'm a hopelessly right brain person, dominant. So I'm the creative, not that analytical math side. And I think astrology, so I understand, requires a little bit more math than I'm comfortable with. As for, do I do breath work every day? No, I should. But, woulda, coulda, shoulda, life and work and this and that. But no, I did though for decades. I did. I would meditate for an hour a day for years. I'd start my day. I'd get my kids off to school and my husband off to work and clean up the kitchen, and then I would go and sit and meditate every morning for an hour or so. And so I know the benefits of it. I highly recommend it. Not as For me, it was more meditating. Now, there is a specific breath that I use for that, which I have the video series as a set of 3 in my playlist about meditation, and one of them is on breathing. There are different kinds of breath work for different purposes, but I use it for meditation. Yes, meditation is, and because maybe you don't know this, I've been a meditation teacher for 30 years. That's been my mainstay, my main thing. So, yes, excuse me. And I was always asked with new students, well, what do you recommend? And I think if you can, it's really the best habit to get into, the most productive, the most life-changing, even in some cases, to start your day with meditation. Even if it's just 10 minutes, just sit up in the morning in your bed and close your eyes and breathe and meditate. And I've had students that I've shared this with come back to me weeks later, and they would say, because they didn't believe me, and then they would come back weeks later and say, oh my God, I did what you said. I didn't really think there was much to it, but I did what you said. And then one day I had to rush out and I didn't do it. And I couldn't believe how different my day was. It just puts your energy, puts you in a different space to go about life. And so I highly, highly recommend it. And as I said, I have a playlist. It's only 3 videos. They're not that long. Please watch them in order. They're numbered part 1, 2, and 3. No, I'm really not in a new spot. No, Crow, I'm not. I don't know what, I change the painting sometimes. Maybe that's it. This is my angel. It's actually a photograph. A friend of mine did that. And sometimes I rotate them just because I get tired of one, and I'll put something else up there. That's probably what you're noticing is different. The painting behind me. Yes, I'm gonna. If you mean, I'm not sure. You're asking, can I share that with you? I'm not sure if you're talking about the breath work or the meditation or specifically what, but the videos are free. You go to my channel and look on playlists. Go to meditation, and there's, like I said, a 3-part series, and it's just basic. It's just me and talking about the basics and how to sit and all the fundamentals that you need to know, and the specific breath that I use and my teacher uses, and it's been handed down, and it's nothing. It's not. What is this? Do not let the simplicity of this particular breath work, this particular style of breathing, belie its profundity. That's a big mouthful of words. In other words, it's so simple, people don't understand how transformative it can be if you do it regularly. It's also a technique in and of itself. Once you learn how to do it, you will find yourself starting to breathe. It's belly breathing. It's not about in and out the nose. It's about where to breathe into your dantian, which is a spot 1 to 2 inches below your belly button. And that is the center of your body. Some of this is what I go over in the videos. It's the center of your body. It's where your chi, your personal bodily energy is stored. It's the seat, it's the pool of that. And when we're breathing, we energize that. We're taking in life force through the breath and the air that we breathe and getting it all the way down into that spot, because otherwise breathing breathing, like most of us, most human beings do, is very shallow. It's up here, like that's only using about a third of your lungs. When you learn to breathe deeply, this part of your body doesn't even move. You're breathing in your tummy like this. All the way down. And again, I know you can't see me here, but in the other video you can. And so that, again, energizes that particular place in our body and pulls our energy and energizes our personal supply, if you will. But well, I don't want to go into that whole thing. There's a lot of information in the video, so feel free to go and veg on those. Throwing out them $10 words. That's right. I can also say supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. What was that other long word I used to know? Anti-disestablishmentarianism? Don't ask me to spell it. Oh, well, good, S. I hope that helps. I have been saying that I wanted to start or was thinking about starting an online Zoom meditation group. And when I do that, there's 2 groups I'm thinking about starting if I can get my schedule into some kind of norm. One of them is an online Zoom meditation that will be a small group, and an online mediumship session that will be a small group. So if any of those interest you, got either of those interest anybody listening to this, just shoot me an email and say I'm interested in this and how to get your contact information, because I'll need that for the Zoom anyway. There will be a fee charged for those services. And I can tell you this, though, that meditating in a group, even though you're not physically in the same room, energy doesn't understand distance. It doesn't matter. It is a different, more connected and deeper experience of meditation than when you do it on your own. I have students talk about this all the time too. They come to my classes because they cannot replicate the meditation they have here with me that they do. They can't replicate that at home. They can still meditate. It's just not the same as doing things. Sorry, I just got a message from Google or something. I didn't know what that was. Anyway, so just shoot me a quick email. That's in my emails in the description box, and say, yes, please add, I'm interested in your meditation Zoom, or I'm interested in your mediumship Zoom. Now that the mediumship Zoom is not a teaching experience. I'm not there to teach you how to be a medium. I'm there to do mediumship readings. And everybody that's there will not necessarily get read. I can't promise you that, but I'll do my best. So, okay, anybody else have other questions, general stuff? Let me see, Crow, before I forget, I have gone from the deja vu matrix vibrations that we spoke about, to triplets, hoping it means happening sooner. What? I have no words. So instead of seeing 2, now you're seeing 3? How is this possible? Crow, my God. I'm wrapping my head around that concept. To be connecting in 3 different timelines at once, I have no words. 3 to 4, holy moly. You sure your vision's not? Crow, you know I'm teasing, right? Hey, Adia, how are you, love? How in the world is the planet treating you lately? Seeing and hearing. Well, Crow, I'm just impressed that you're still. Well, I'm assuming you're still grounded. Maybe those pain meds are helping with that too, right? Oh, and no drinking. Yeah, no drinking, no drugs. Okay, that's phenomenal. I'm really tracking that. That's phenomenal. And in case y'all don't know, is it okay, Crow, if I tell them what we're talking about here? I mean, or maybe you'd like to in the chat, but I feel like that's what's going on. And let me know if you have other experience that says it's not, Crow. It's been a wild road lately in a very hilarious way. Well, I'm glad it's hilarious. That's a change. We'll take that. We'll definitely take that. Awesome. Yeah, what's that saying? Life is stranger than fiction or something like that. You can't, I think that's the saying or close to it. Okay, guys. Well, if nobody else wants a reading, I guess I'll book it on out of here and see y'all soon. Crow says, but I'm thinking it might be because I'm becoming more in touch with the crow side of me and being able to go through the veil. Well, yeah, that's essentially what, to me, this is my interpretation. Others may say differently. That's what timeline shifting is. I mean, it's different words, different verbiage, but when I go through the veil or they come here, I mean, it's like I'm experiencing a different dimension than where I normally am. A different, and that sounds so space age, but different dimension, yes. But you can interchange dimension with timeline. It's, to me, the same. But what's on the other side of the veil is infinite timelines. That's where everything already exists at once anyway. So why couldn't you do that? I mean, in theory, why couldn't you do that? Of course you can. And yeah, that would not surprise me. Crow energy, that makes perfect sense. And aren't crows, educate me on this, sometimes associated with shape-shifting? Crow, isn't that the case? Dear, I'm laughing. I was in a dating app for 6 days. I've never been more grateful to be single. Girl, I know I keep saying I'm very happy over here being single, my choice right now. Oh my gosh. Yes, I thought so, Crow. Shape-shifting, yes. So, yeah, that's essentially what you're saying, going into your crow energy, yes. And other birds too, Maya's saying? You'll have to illuminate me. I've only known that said about crows. Although, yeah, specifically shape-shifting. All right, guys, listen, I'm going to head on out. Nobody wants a reading? That's okay. We'll do it. We'll connect next time. I'm going to try to catch up on some stuff this week. I know my members, I owe you readings. Again, I just couldn't do anything this week, guys. I couldn't talk. I couldn't, whatever. So I'll try to catch up this week and get caught up. Maya, yes. Crows, I assume you're speaking about crows. They remind me of spirit guides that are trying to tell me something. Well, they are. They're messengers. That's right. You should listen. Ask them. Thank you, Adi. I appreciate you, hon. And I look forward to hearing your story of hilarium, whatever the universe has been dishing your way. Thank you, Crow. You as well. And I'm glad to hear you were getting off the pain meds and everything's going well. You didn't, I don't remember if you answered that. I didn't see it. So I hope everything's going according to plan and you'll be dancing the jig soon. Okay, guys, thank you for being here. And okay, Adia, yeah, I'd love to get caught up on that. Bye, everybody. Many blessings. Have a great week. Take care.